Your goals suck for 2024. Sorry to tell you, but someone had to tell you your goals suck. And if you don't have goals for 2024 yet, that sucks even more. Hi, I'm Paul Faronbi, aka IncrediPaul, and welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays. It's a short form of podcast where I dive deeper into specific leadership, business, and career topics. So I started things off a little bit harsh, but I think it's needed to hear that your goals probably suck. And it's not your fault. You probably haven't been taught how to set effective goals. I know for me, I did not really realize what was effective goal setting until a few years ago. And I'll be honest, I don't always set goals effectively because setting them effectively, when you do that, it's right in your face whether you're achieving them or not. And sometimes not knowing if you're achieving or feels vague feels safer than knowing that you're not achieving. It means you have to do something. But you are incredible. You want to become the most incredible version of yourself. That's why you listen to this podcast, and that's why you follow me. So I will share how you can set more effective goals. Talking about goals, talking about New Year's resolutions, 2024 is around the corner. I cannot believe how fast 2023 is gone, it's flown by. But what are we going to do to make 2024 better? 2023 might have been great, or maybe it's not so great, but what are we going to do to make 2024 better? First thing is make sure your goals are specific. And right off the bat, like a good communicator, I'll share what are the different ways to make good goals. It's all about this acrostic called SMART. You may have heard it before if you've been in corporate settings or different areas where you talk about having SMART goals. SMART, if you haven't heard it before or you need a reminder, is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Time-bound. So let's break it down. Specific. What are you specifically trying to achieve? So whether that's losing weight or getting in better shape or eating better, that is pretty common goals for the new year, New Year's resolution. What are you trying to do? Eating better. How are you trying to eat better? Are you trying to eat more vegetables? Are you trying to limit fast food? What specifically are you trying to do? Losing weight. What amount of weight are you trying to lose? Trying to be in better shape. Is there something you're trying to achieve? Whether it's as simple as maybe running a mile in a specific amount of time, a 2K, might even be a marathon. What are you specifically trying to achieve? Next thing, measurable. You can set goals, but how do you know you actually achieved them? And the funny thing is, I've worked at places and I've worked with people who have goals, but they're very vague. So it's very hard to see if they achieved it or not. And depending on who you are, if you just want something that's a softball, soft toss type of goal that it's easy to achieve, you can hit it out of the park, that's great. But I know you are incredible. You're trying to become the most incredible version of yourself. So you want to make sure these are specific goals and measurable goals and not vague goals. So maybe you're trying to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, or you're trying to run a mile in under 6 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it is. Achievable. I'll focus on the business side. If you don't have a business or your business is new, saying that your business is going to make $1 billion at the end of the year is not an achievable goal. Even for myself, as you will hear in the newest episode of the podcast that's coming out on Monday, is that some of the goals I set were not really achievable based on where I was at. So I'll keep you in suspense on what they are. You can take a listen to that. Relevant. Is this relevant for what you're trying to do with the goal? So when you're setting SMART goals, I think this is more so in the corporate sense of like what are you overall trying to do for your organization is the relevance. So if you're more so in the tech space, focusing on stuff in maybe I can't even think of what it would be on the tech space. But if you're focused on like specifically with students and then you start doing a lot of stuff with entrepreneurs and adults, like you need to make sure whatever you're focusing on is relevant for what you're trying to achieve long term. Like I said, this is more so in organizations. It could be individually, like you say you want to achieve one thing, but you're focusing on other things. Time bound. So the last one I talked about specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. When are you going to achieve these goals? Not to say that if you don't achieve it by this time, that it's all for naught, but when are you going to achieve it? It could be by the end of the year, because maybe there's specific milestones you have to hit. Or maybe you're trying to lose 100 pounds next year, and then you're trying to lose 10 pounds every month. Or because of how weight loss works, you lose a lot of weight early on, and then it kind of tapers off because it gets a little bit harder when you're changing your habits and things like that. But make it time bound. And the other thing to talk about is setting like different checkpoints and celebrating the small wins. So this is something I actively work on, and my wife helps me with this as well, is to celebrate the small wins. So you might have this long-term goal, but celebrate the wins along the way. So maybe you're trying to become monetized in YouTube, getting to 1,000 subscribers. Celebrate when you get 100 subscribers, or 200, 300, 500, whatever it is. Celebrate those small wins. So this has been talking about goal setting and New Year's resolution. I know you can do it. You can become the most incredible version of yourself, and I'm here to help. Keep being incredible.